Well, hello and welcome. This is half and half yoga, so half gentle, half yin. If at any point you need to take a break, a drink of water, rest, find yourself in whatever comfortable position you need, and just take a moment for yourself. But my name is Gabrielle, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So come to your mat. Make sure that you have either a mat or a towel and a pillow of some sort if you do not have a bolster. We will need it for the second end of class. So as I shift around, we're coming to our mat, and I want you to come all the way reclined. So just come to a seat, allow your legs to extend, and then slowly, mindfully make your way all the way to the spine. You can lower yourself down with your arms and just come to a full resting posture. Flipping your palms open to the ceiling. Go ahead and rest the backs of your hands to the ground. The neck is nice and neutral. Shoulders drawn together and down the spine, allowing your heart to be open. And then just start to feel your breath entering and exiting your body. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Now giving it a little bit more of an elongated breath. 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale, just for a few moments. So inhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Keep going. So really, with every breath, we're just allowing ourselves to become more aware of our presence in this space. And when you're ready, inhale, draw the arms overhead, stretch out nice and long, find length through the whole body, maybe even point your toes. And go ahead and rest the arms so that they're reaching well beyond the top corners of the mat, and reach the feet toward the bottom corners of the mat. So you're making a soft X shape with the body. Beautiful. We're going to keep our hips anchored, our shoulders anchored, and deep inhale. Exhaling, taking your right foot over the left, crossing at the ankles. Awesome. And then you can remain right here or reach the right arm over to meet the left wrist. And you can even wrap your hand around the left wrist. And you're going to feel some beautiful extension through the right side body. Continue to let your shoulders sink in, your hips sink in. And with every breath, just feeling the rib cage open up, the hips, the right shoulder. You can make it a little bit bigger if you like, just by reaching a little bit further over to the left. Maybe feeling it through the right shoulder, but continuing that breath, effortless and fluid. Deep inhale and exhale. One more deep inhale. And exhale, go ahead and release yourself back to that soft X, moving the hand first and then releasing the foot. One full big belly breath. And exhale. Inhaling and filling up. And exhaling, reaching your left foot over the right ankle. Give it a little hook. Keeping the hips and the shoulders anchored. And you can keep the arms wide or start to reach the left hand over toward the right wrist, wrapping the wrist and feeling that opening through the left side body as you continue to let the shoulders and the hips sink in. Continued breath. Awesome. Keep breathing. One more inhale. And exhaling, go ahead and release yourself back to that soft X. Deep inhale. And exhaling, slowly, mindfully drawing the knees toward the chest. You can take it one at a time. Maybe take the right hand to the right knee and then draw the left knee in and just give yourself a gentle hug here. Shoulders and hips still anchored. You can keep the knees nice and close, keeping the hips square, or if you'd like to take the knees a little wider and open up through the hips, you can. Beautiful job. Awesome. Maybe start to slowly give the knees a little bit of rotation. So start to draw little circles above you with the knees. You can keep the knees close or take them wide, whatever feels good. But it gives you this gentle massage through the lower back. Awesome. And when you're ready, finding a neutral spine, deep inhale. And exhaling, go ahead and release the feet to the mat, keeping the knees pointed up to the ceiling. Shoulders still anchored. Awesome. And then we're going to kick our right foot all the way up. So as we kick our right foot, you might notice some tension through the hamstring. You can really soften your knee if that feels good. But try to keep the heel reaching up and the toes drawn down to you. It just gives different flexion through the back of the leg and through the back of the knee. And then taking both hands, wrap your leg wherever feels best to you. So maybe that's behind the knee, maybe it's behind the thigh. But we're going to start to just add some movement through the right ankle. Awesome. So circling, pointing, flexing, and maybe in the opposite directions. Staying connected to the breath. Deep inhale. And exhale. Maybe start to draw the right leg a little bit closer to you until you feel some warmth through the back of your leg. One more inhale. And exhaling, we're going to slowly, mindfully take the right ankle over the left knee and start to draw the right knee away from your body. Awesome. Continued breath. So for some, this may be enough, right? We don't need any more than this. We're already feeling it through our right hip, maybe into our glutes. Option here, you can stay right here, or maybe lifting the left foot, draw your hands through that keyhole that your leg created and place your hands behind the left thigh. Beautiful. Deep inhale. And exhale, hold. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale. One more full breath, deep inhale. And exhale. We're going to release the left foot back down. Allow your right foot to meet your left. Beautiful. And just to reset for a moment, take your arms nice and wide, nice big T shape with the arms. Flip your palms to the ground and just gently rock the knees from side to side. So keeping the shoulders anchored, your hips may lift, but just a gentle spinal twist as we reset. Awesome. And when you're ready, coming back to neutral and inhaling, kicking your left heel up, right? Blessed with two sides. We get to do this all over again. So left heel is reaching, toes drawn down toward you. And you can keep the knee soft. It doesn't have to mirror the opposite side either. So just listening to each side individually, we have different movements depending on how we move through our day from side to side. So that's going to be reflected in our practice. But once we take our hands to the back of the leg, wherever feels best, start to add some movement through the left ankle. Flexing, pointing, circling, opposite directions. Just take some time to really feel that connection from your toes all the way through the hip. Maybe start to draw that left leg a little bit closer to you. And continued breath. Awesome. Deep inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, deep inhale. Exhaling, taking your left ankle over the right knee this time. Keep the foot nice and flexed. Maybe start to press the left knee away from the body. So for some, this may be enough, right? And we don't have to mirror the opposite side, so it might feel different. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Option to stay right here. Option to reach the hands through that keyhole, taking the back of the right leg, lifting the right foot. Awesome. So if you're here, you feel some warmth through the hip, just continue to breathe. Deep inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And exhaling, go ahead and release the right leg. Allow the left foot to come and meet the right. And just as we did before, we're going to take the arms nice and wide. Just a gentle rocking of the knees side to side. And when you're ready, slowly roll to your right. Awesome. And press yourself up to a seat. We're going to come all the way to a seated posture. And here, we're going to extend the legs all the way forward. So as you're extending the legs, I'm going to show you a little tip and trick. So as you're extending the legs, say this is really, really tight through the hamstrings, right? You can keep the knees nice and soft. And there's an option, if you have a blanket next to you or with you and you want that added support under the knees, you can always take your blanket, roll it up, and just draw it right under there. Just give yourself that added support, right? So inhaling, taking the arms overhead, reach up. Exhaling, reaching your heart forward, and we're just gonna fold forward. You can take your fingertips to the ground. This doesn't have to be a really intense forward fold, but you wanna drive it with your heart. So keep the hips back. So we're not rounding through the spine, but we're drawing the heart forward and really reaching forward. That's going to give you not only better posture, but it's also going to increase that flexibility through the back of the legs. So you can stay up nice and high. Maybe as you start to get warmer, you walk down a little bit more. But wherever you're at, continued breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale. One more inhale. And exhaling, draw yourself back up. Go ahead and remove that blanket. Just keep it handy if you need it. And we're slowly going to swing our legs to one side or the other. So you can kick your feet to the left or the right. We're going to come to the knees. Option here, that same blanket, flatten it out and just keep it in the middle of your mat. So the knees can come to it. And we're going to come to a little tabletop here. Awesome. So when we're in our tabletop, shoulders over elbows over wrists. Hands are nice and wide, nice and supportive hands. Drawing the shoulders together and down the spine. So again, it's kind of hard to see with my mirror on the back, but you want to draw the shoulders together and down so that the heart is reaching forward, the neck is nice and long. So we're never like hovering on ourselves. We're never crouching on ourselves, okay? We want to be expansive in our movement. So as you press into the ground in this tabletop, inhaling, allow your belly to drop, your heart to lift, gaze to turn up. So you're going to feel this extension through the belly. Deep inhale. And exhaling, draw the navel in, rounding through the lower back, through the shoulders, press into the ground, maybe draw your chin to your chest. Inhaling, belly drops, heart lifts, gaze up. Hold it here, just feel. One more inhale. And exhale, round. Hold it here. Deep inhale. Feel the shoulders expand. One more inhale. And exhale, come to that neutral spine. Awesome. So from here, inhaling, we're going to reach the right heel back. You can keep the feet firmly planted. We're just going to reach the heel. And notice the right leg is parallel to the ground. We're really extending. Deep inhale. And exhale. You can even keep the toes to the ground, but I want you to really reach through the heel. Option, maybe start to walk the left fingertips forward. Option, maybe to lift both. So really playing with our balance, but keeping it nice and low. Deep inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and release back to a neutral space. Maybe rock the hips from side to side. Pressing your hips to the back right corner. And then pressing your hips to the back left corner of the mat. Awesome. And then finding yourself in that neutral space once more. Inhaling, go ahead and extend the left leg just as we did the right. Keep pressing through the heel. Option to take the toes down. Maybe walk the right fingertips forward, but keep the belly drawn in. We're still engaged. Maybe start to lift the left heel. Maybe lift the right hand. So a little bit of challenge in our balance, but we're nice and close to the ground. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and release. Awesome. So from here, you can always stay in your tabletop, or we're going to come into a down dog. If you want to tuck your toes, slowly, mindfully start to lift your knees and draw your heart back toward your thighs. You can even walk it in a little bit if it feels good. And you can keep the blanket right here in case we come down, back down to the knees. It's that cushion for you. So inhaling, go ahead and kick your right heel up. And as you exhale, we're going to take a big sweeping step forward with the right foot over the blanket to the hands. And if you need to take a couple steps here or assist yourself with your right hand, you are more than welcome. So just really listen to what feels good. You can come all the way up. Awesome. Back heel is going to hinge all the way down. And I always like to tell people, give people the option, take a step over with the right foot. It just gives you a little bit more of a wide stance, and you're going to feel more secure in your warrior poses. Awesome. So as you come through, start to lift up, shoulders drawn over the hips, reaching both arms all the way up into warrior one. Deep inhale. And exhale, hold. Inhale, fill up. And exhale. One more inhale. And slowly, mindfully, we're going to start to open the hips up to our left. Left arm's going to reach back. Right arm's going to reach forward. Looking over the right fingertips, relax your shoulders. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, extending through the right leg. And exhaling, reaching the fingertips forward as you draw the hips back. Take your right hand to the right shin, maybe even to the right thigh. So wherever feels best to you, or take your hand to the ankle or the floor. But left arm's going to reach all the way up, looking up to the left hand. Awesome. Deep inhale. And exhale, hold. Inhale and fill up. Exhaling slowly, mindfully. Draw both hands to frame the right foot, soften the right knee. And you're going to take a step back. Right foot meets the left foot. So just taking that step back. Again, you can come into this tabletop if that feels good to you, or stay lifted in your down dog. But blessed with two sides, you get to do that again. So inhaling, take your left leg all the way up. Deep inhale. And exhaling, big sweeping step or a couple baby steps if you need. Assist yourself with your hand if you like. Back heel's going to hinge all the way down. Take that step over with your left foot, widen the stance, and inhale, both arms reaching up. Awesome. So hips are drawn forward, shoulders square to the front of your mat. We're anchored, supported through the feet, and lifted through the heart. Deep inhale. And exhaling, slowly start to open your heart to the right. Left arm reaching forward, right arm reaching back. Beautiful job. Relax your shoulders, but ignite your arms. Keep extending. Continued breath. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, extending through the left leg. And exhaling, right hip's going to draw back as you reach the left fingertips forward. Take the left hand to the shin, above the knee, maybe even lower, wherever feels best to you. But feel that extension through the left leg, and then right arms reaching all the way up. Look up to the right hand. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale and fill up. And exhale, go ahead and reaching the right hand. Hands to frame your left foot, soften the left knee. Beautiful. Step the left foot back to meet the right, pressing into your down dog or into tabletop. And just take a moment in this down dog or in tabletop to come back to the breath. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Inhale, fill up, and exhale. When you're ready, deep inhale, and exhaling, walk your feet to meet your hands. So coming all the way to the top of the mat, take as many steps as you like. Feet can stay about hip distance apart. Take your toes nice and wide, really grip the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Take your hands to your shins. Draw the shoulders together and down the spine. Heart reaching forward. You're going to feel some extension through the backs of your legs. And keep soft knees if that feels good, but keep the spine reaching through the crown of the head forward. So from this place, inhaling, reaching your arms nice and wide, just like we did in that reclined posture. Fingers reaching out, palms facing down, deep inhale. And exhaling, start to bend the right knee. As you rotate through the shoulders, right hand's gonna sweep all the way down. You can even take your hand to that pillow or the bolster, or if you have a book or a block, lots of options here. But right arm's reaching all the way up. Continued breath. Deep inhale. And exhale, hold. Inhale and fill up. And exhale. Inhale and fill up. And exhaling slowly, mindfully. Left hand's coming down. Soften through the left knee. Extend through the right. Left hand to that bolster, pillow, block, book, whatever you have, right? To the floor if you like. But right arm is drawing all the way up. Continued breath. Deep inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. We're going to draw the right hand to meet the left. And we're going to come into a forward fold. So soften the knees so much so that your rib cage meets your thighs. And allow your head to drop over, releasing any tension, any control through the back of the neck into the thoracic spine. You can even let the hands rest to the ground. Maybe shake your head, yes and no, no and yes. And maybe this feels good to you. Maybe you want to find a little bit more extension through the back of the legs. So you start to lift the hips up toward the ceiling, finding greater extension, and maybe sweeping the hands behind the calves and drawing yourself down ever so slightly. Feel that release through the spine as you continue to let your breath be your guide. One more inhale. And exhaling slowly, mindfully. Draw yourself all the way up to standing. Really rounding through the spine. Keep the fingertips reaching forward until you come all the way up, reaching the arms overhead. Hands meeting in prayer, and then slowly, mindfully, hands meeting at heart center. Beautiful. Feeling anchored through the feet. Slowly start to take the hands all the way down and reach them out by your sides. So just taking the hands out, palms really open, fingers spread nice and wide. And I want you to close your eyes here. Shoulders continue to be drawn back, heart continues to be open, but feel the breath entering your nose. And we're gonna do 3 rounds of lion's breath. So exhaling through an open mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through an open mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through an open mouth. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Just feeling the warmth of our breath, the warmth of our muscles. We're gonna make our way all the way down to a seat. We're gonna come very, very mindfully through. So inhaling, arms all the way up. Exhaling, folding all the way forward. Inhaling, halfway lift, hands to shins. And then exhaling, taking our fingers to the mat, we're softening the knees. You can sweep the hands behind you to come all the way to the seat, or shift the weight into the balls of your feet. Take the knees nice and wide, and then slowly start to lower yourself down using the front side of your body to control coming to the heels and coming all the way down. Beautiful. And perfect timing. So we've just kind of crossed that halfway point. We're gonna head into our yin postures. So our yin postures today are gonna focus on our hips. So I really want you to be listening to what feels good to you. Be listening to what doesn't feel good to you, right? We are coming into these postures now with yin. We're coming into these postures at about 80% of our personal expression of the posture. You want to give yourself time to release into your personal 100%. Okay? So a lot of times when we come into postures, we start to get a little wiggly. We start to hear some chatter like in our mind. And we want to not ignore our thoughts, but be present with our thoughts, be present with what's coming up for us as far as feelings. And it is perfectly normal to feel emotion during these postures. It's perfectly normal to feel it all. So I just want to encourage you to really listen to your body as we move through these next postures. And you know your body best, right? Okay, so if you have that pillow, bolster, whatever you like, just keep that super handy. And our first posture, I'm gonna have you draw the bottoms of the feet together and then press the feet away from you, just ever so slightly. Inhaling, taking your arms all the way up. And as we exhale, reaching the heart, reaching the ribs, you can take your hands to the feet. And we're gonna slowly draw ourselves down. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is to take the bolster, the pillow, whatever you like, press it right over the feet, and you can actually lean on this as you come into this posture, right? We could also stack another pillow here and rest, or a block if you have one. Or you can just double up your fists like I'm doing and just rest your chin. But you're gonna feel this sensation through the exterior of the hip into the glutes. You may feel it elsewhere because we are all built so differently. So just notice those details. But as we start to sit and settle, I'm just checking my time as we're coming through, so I'm not dawdling on my phone. All right. So coming into a place of stillness, Bottoms of the feet still pressing together. And just come back to the breath. Maybe you're starting to notice those places of tension. Maybe instead of judging them, finding compassion for them and breathing into that space. Knowing that with every inhale and every exhale, you are finding more healing. You are finding strength here. We're going to be here for a little while, so continued breath. As you start to feel yourself drawing closer to that 90% or that 100%, maybe you kind of readjust just to sink in a little bit more. Making any little adjustments and then continuing to settle in. Awesome. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Slowly start to press yourself up. Be gentle. Take your time. Just coming all the way to a seat. Just kind of giving yourself a body scan, feeling different sensations, right? You might notice some shifts or adjustments through the hips, through the lower back, through the upper back. So just taking in that information. Awesome. Go ahead and remove the bolster or the pillow, whatever you have. And then we're going to stay seated. And we're also going to be focusing on those hips, but we're going to move into something different. It's called deer pose. And deer pose is basically a variation of pigeon pose, but it's a little less intense. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our left foot, draw it all the way over to the left side. So you can see I kind of have like this 90-degree angle happening with my left knee. Inside of my left foot is down to the ground. And then with the right foot, I'm going to draw the right foot over toward the left knee. Awesome. So you can see it a little bit better here. And we're kind of making this box shape with our legs. So our right shin is kind of drawn even with the front of the mat. And then our left shin is even with the side of the mat. And if you need to make any adjustments looser or tighter, you can, okay? But that's gonna vary depending on your own individual anatomy and what feels good to you. So just kind of listen to what's going on, what's happening. Option number one is you can just stay right here, nice, seated, tall. You can even take the hands to the thighs. Option number two, start to walk the hands forward, right? So we can stay nice and high on the hands. And you're gonna start to feel it through the back of the right hip and into the right glute. Option number 3, take that pillow, the bolster, whatever you have in front of you, and you can start to lean or lay over it with the shins to it. And remember, starting at 80%, so give yourself space to continue to melt down. But we're coming into this deer posture on the right side, meeting ourselves with compassion. Continuing our breath. One more inhale. And slowly, mindfully exhaling. We're going to start to press ourselves up. Again, coming back up to a seat, just giving yourself a little bit of a scan, noticing any differences from side to side. What sensations are you feeling through your right hip versus your left? But really making sure that we're not meeting these things with any sort of judgment, but just an analysis, just bringing in data for ourselves, right? We're just looking at it for what it is. And when we're ready, deep inhale. And exhaling, go ahead and take your hands behind you, drawing the feet forward. Awesome. And then drawing your right foot to the outside of the right hip, drawing your left foot toward the right knee, and just making any little adjustments that you need to start. Again, side to side may be different. Mirroring doesn't have to be a thing, right? As long as we're acknowledging what serves us best on both sides. So just starting right here, again, you can stay right here. Maybe noticing any sort of tilts in the hips, right? I notice a little bit of a difference from my left to my right. So we can stay up nice and tall. Or option, maybe start to walk the hands forward. Starting to notice some warmth through the exterior of the left hip and maybe into the glutes, maybe even into the lower back. You can stay on the hands or maybe come to that bolster or pillow before you, shin or elbows pressing in. Meeting ourselves at that 80%, allowing ourselves lots of time, lots of space to melt into our own personal 100%. Maybe you start to hear some noise in your head. You're thinking about something physical, you're thinking about something emotional, just allowing yourself to recognize it. Hold space for yourself. Breathe through it. You feel yourself holding your breath, just draw it back a little bit. Allow yourself to come back to the breath and then continue to melt down. Or maybe continue to melt further. Continued breath. One more inhale. And exhaling, start to press yourself up. Coming to your seat. Just noticing any details through the body. And then when we're ready, go ahead and remove that pillow. I'm going to face you for this. So we're going to draw our feet together just as we did before. But this time we're going to draw them closer to us. So if we had them drawn out here before, we're going to draw them a little bit closer to us just so it's easier for us to either wrap the hands around the exterior of the feet, or you can even take the hands to the shins. And sitting up nice and tall, you're drawing the shoulders back, you're allowing your heart to reach forward. Arms are fully extended. You feel a nice stretch through the arms. Connect to the breath. Awesome. Deep inhale. And exhaling, allow your right ear to drop toward the right shoulder, keeping the shoulders drawn together and down. Find space through the left side of your neck. Option here, maybe draw your chin up toward the ceiling. You feel that extension through the front of the neck into the collarbone. Maybe just experiment a little. Draw your chin down and feel that stretch kind of creep into the traps, creep into the thoracic spine, into the shoulders. So wherever you have the most tension, whether you're reaching up through the chin, you're neutral, or you're reaching down through the chin, I want you to hold it there. And just breathe into that space. Pretend like the muscle that holds the most tension is a balloon, and you're breathing more space into that muscle. One more deep inhale. And exhaling, go ahead and draw your chin into your chest. And then drawing your left ear to left shoulder. Again, maybe draw your chin up. Maybe draw the chin to neutral or down. But wherever you find the most tension, I want you to hold it right there and breathe into that space. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through the nose. Take a few more moments, creating more space through that muscle. Deep inhale. And exhaling. Draw the chin to the chest. Keep the shoulders drawn together and down, arms nice and long. Find length through the back of your neck, maybe even into the base of your head. One more inhale. And exhale, go ahead and release. Releasing the feet. You can extend your legs all the way forward. And then slowly coming all the way back down to the spine. Allow the hands to rest. Beautiful. So just coming into this place of stillness, final resting pose. And coming back to that 4-part breath. Inhaling through the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing that breath. Maybe just noticing all of the warmth, all of the movement, even here in our stillness. Continuing to stay connected to the breath, relaxing the eyes, relaxing the face. I'm just grateful for this healthy body, grateful for the ability to slow down and truly connect with ourselves. I always like to end our classes with a quote or a thought. And this one seemed very relative to class tonight and just the theme of strength and stillness. Stillness is the foundation of understanding and insight. Stillness is strength. One more deep inhale and exhale. And just starting to invite movement into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe circling your wrists and your ankles. And then making your way to whichever side feels best for just a moment. And then pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, eyes remaining closed. Drawing the shoulders together and down the spine, heart lifted and open. Inhaling, taking the arms all the way up. Exhaling, taking the hands down over the eyes. May we see peace. Over the mouth. May we speak peace. And most importantly, over our heart, may we feel peace. The light, the love, the energy in me sees and honors all of this in you and more, and we are one. Namaste.